Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Marsa Arrahman with student registration number 2001-000008. I'm student from Diplomacy Accounting and Taxation study program at Perbanas Institute. Today, I would like to present my final project paper and the title is The Influence of Service Quality on Student Achievement in Accounting Subjects. This video is presentation of my final project paper prepared for Mr. Ignatius Septo Pramesworo, M.Ed TESOL MM, as my lecturer in English for professional purposes. Contents of our discussion today consists of 7 points. First, background. Second, purpose and scope. Third, assumptions. 4, methods. 5, limitations. 6, theoretical framework. And the last is data analysis. In the last final explanation, there is conclusion and recommendations. Okay, thank you. Now, I would like to move to the first subchapter in chapter 1, namely 1.1 background. 1.1 background. According to Lembaga Layanan Pendidikan Tinggi Wilayah 3, in 2021 in Jakarta, there are 299 private universities that have been established. One of the private university in Jakarta is Perbanas Institute. Perbanas Institute has 2 study programs that focus on accounting, namely Diploma 3 Accounting and Taxation Study Program and S1 Accounting Study Program. These study programs have competent lecturers. The quality of lecturers owned by ABFI Institute Perbanas can be assessed in terms of the quality of service provided. According to Lewis and Booms in Ciptono and Chandra 2005, service quality is defined as a tool to measure how good the level of the service can be given, in accordance with customer expectations. In this study, what is meant by customer expectation is student achievement. According to Marsa Arrahman in Pramesworo 2019, service quality has 5 dimensions. They show evidence of expected and perceived service, namely tangible, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy. These dimensions of service quality will have an influence on students in achieving their achievement if given well by the lecturer. The achievement of students are very important. According to Bloom, in Retnawati et al. 2018, student achievement is a process carried out by students to obtain and achieve the desired goals, or in this case, academic or non-academic achievement. Student achievement can be seen from the achievement of high student scores, student skill in explaining material, student skill in answering questions, student ability to understand the material that has been given, and student ability to apply the material given. In the AT and SA study programs, there are courses in Introduction to Accounting 1 and Introduction to Accounting 2. Basically, in the learning process of these courses, students do not escape the problems that occur. First, most of the accounting students do not have an educational background in economics. Second, some lecturers teach with a monotonous method. Last, the low level of motivation from the student environment makes them less enthusiastic in the learning process. However, in every difficulty, there must be a solution. First, students who do not have a background in economics need to study harder and harder. Second, lecturers can provide the material syllabus given at the beginning of the semester. Third, lecturers can improve the quality of material delivery by using a variety of learning methods. Therefore, lecturers can give an award student can answer questions, so the student can be more enthusiastic. Last, student must be more focused when the learning process is in progress. Okay, thank you. Now we are going to second subchapter in chapter 1, namely 1.2 Purpose and Scope. 1.2 Purpose and Scope. Writing this final project paper aims to analyze the influence of service quality on student achievement in Introduction to Accounting 1 and Introduction to Accounting 2 courses. When the quality of service provided by a lecturer is carried well, students will be enthusiastic in achieving their achievements. Therefore, the level of student achievement can reflect the extent to which the quality of service can be carried well. This final project paper will focus on discussing two topics. First, the final project paper will explain the impact of service quality. According to Marsa Arrahman, in 1988, service quality is a reflection of customers' evaluative perceptions of the service received at a certain time. Service quality is determined based on the level of importance on the dimension of service quality. Second, the final project paper will explain student achievement in Introduction to Accounting 1 and Introduction to Accounting 2 courses. According to Bloom, in Retawati et al. 2016, student achievement is a process undertaken by the students to obtain and achieve the desired objective during the lecture. There will be three ideas that will not be explained. First, this final project paper will not discuss other subjects apart from accounting courses. Second, the final project paper will not discuss the facilities owned by students. Third, the final project paper will not discuss the social background of students. Okay, thank you. I would like to move to next subchapter, namely 1.3 Assumptions. 1.3 Assumptions. This final project paper is based on the assumption that good quality of lecture service will improve student achievement. Basically, good service quality will certainly have a good effect on student achievement. However, some students were not satisfied with the service provided because it was different from their expectations. Therefore, good service quality can be said to be good if it's a reflection of the three dharma of higher education and the five dimensions of service quality, so that the service provided can meet the expectation of students. Qualified lecturers will certainly provide a good service. Thus, students will be satisfied with the service provided and enthusiastic in improving their learning achievements. Okay, thank you. Next, we are going to the next subchapter in chapter 1, namely 1.4 Methods. 1.4 Methods. The final project paper is library research and field research. According to Nazir, 1988, literature research is a data collection technique. By conducting studies of books, literatures, notes, and reports that have something to do with the problem being solved. On the other hand, according to Arikunto 1995, field research is a research carried out systematically by lifting and existing data in the field. The demographic information used to generalize the sample used as research subjects are gender, study program, batch, grades of Introduction to Accounting 1, and grades of Introduction to Accounting 2. This research was conducted on 20 students of the DAT and SA study programs of Urbanese Institute. Demographic information is the basis of data collections. Students who filling out the survey represent all students who have completed their Introduction to Accounting 1 and Introduction to Accounting 2 courses. The results of this survey will be presented as a percentage. 1. Based on gender, 30% respondents were male and 70% respondents were female. 2. Based on the study program, 50% respondents are students of the Diplomacy Accounting and Taxation study program, and 50% respondents are students of the S1 Accounting study program. 3. Based on the batch, 75% respondents are from 2019, 20% respondents are from 2018, and 5 respondents is from 2017. 4. Based on grades of the Introduction to Accounting 1, 35% respondents had an A grade, 30% respondents had an A- grade, 20% respondents had a B+ grade, and 15% respondents had a B grade. 5. Based on the grades of the Introduction to Accounting 2, 20% respondents had an A grade, 50% respondents had an A- grade, 10% respondents had a B+ grade, 15% respondents had a B grade, and 5% respondents had an B- grade. Okay, thank you. Now we are going to the last subchapter in chapter 1. 1.5 Limitations. 1.5 Limitations. The writing of this final project paper has 3 limitations in its completion. First, the authors experience limited time in conducting this research. Second, the authors have limitation in making questionnaire through Google Form. Third, the author has limitation in using his laptop. This is because the laptop used by the author sometimes experience errors, and the laptop battery is leaking, so that the author experienced a delay in completing this paper. Even so, with hard work and high enthusiasm, finally, the author can compile the paper to the fullest. Okay, thank you. Because the discussion in chapter 1 has been completed, next, I would like to discuss about chapter 2. First, subchapter in chapter 2, 2.1 Theoretical Framework. 2.1 Theoretical Framework. According to Marsa Arrahman in Stephanie 2009, service quality is a reflection of consumer evaluative perceptions of the service received at a certain time. Service quality is determined based on the importance of service quality dimensions. In this case, the service that is expected and the saved is the service that students have and feel. According to Marsa Arrahman, in Pramesworo 2018, service quality has 5 dimensions that show evidence of expected and perceived service, namely tangible, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy. According to Bloom, in Sugianto 2009, academic achievement is the result of behavior change which include the cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domains, which are measures of student success. According to Muhibin 2008, there are factors that influence success in improving learning achievement, which are classified into three groups, namely student internal factor, student external factors, and learning approach factors. Internal factors include physiological and psychological aspects. External factors include the social environment and the non-social environment. The learning approach factor as a strategy in achieving learning goals with the effective and efficient steps to support the success of learning objectives. It can be concluded that the concept of service quality and student achievement are interrelated. Theoretically, the process can provide a reference in this paper, where service quality affects student achievement. This can be interpreted to mean that when the quality service provided is not good, it will have a negative impact. Conversely, if the quality of service provided is good, it will have a positive impact. Okay, thank you. Now we are going to the last subchapter in chapter 2. 2.2 Data Analysis. 2.2 Data Analysis. Based on the results of Likert question, statements of service quality. Indicator number 6. The majority of respondents agree that lecturers are able to use various methods in learning. Indicator number 7. The majority of respondents agree that lecturers can deliver material in a clear voice. Indicator number 8. The majority of respondents agree that lecturers are able to provide a syllabus of learning materials at the beginning of the semester. Indicator number 9. The majority of respondents strongly agree that lecturers can explain the material in detail. Indicator number 10. The majority of respondents agree that lecturers are willing to take their time to guide students outside the classroom. Indicator number 11. The majority of respondents agree that lecturers can motivate students in learning through the learning methods used. Indicator number 12. The majority of respondents agree that lecturers can use standard grades in accordance with the syllabus. Indicator number 13. The majority of respondents agree that lecturers are willing to spend time with students who want to consult. Indicator number 14. The majority of respondents agree that lecturers are willing to help solve student problems. Indicator number 15. The majority of respondents agree that lecturers can give prize to students who answer questions correctly. Statements of student achievement. Indicator number 16. The majority of respondents strongly agree with the statement, "I try to get the best grades and awards." Indicator number 17. The majority of respondents agree with the statement, "I can understand the material given." Indicator number 18. The majority of respondents agree with the statement, "I can describe the knowledge I have." Indicator number 19. The majority of respondents agree with the statement, "I can answer questions according to my perception." Indicator number 20. The majority of respondents strongly agree with the statement, "I try to evaluate my shortcomings in achievements." Okay, thank you. Now is the last explanation. There are conclusion and recommendations. 3.1 Conclusion. Based on the results obtained in the study, the relationship between service quality and student achievement in Introduction to Accounting 1 and Introduction to Accounting 2 courses is a strong positive relationship. According to a survey that I have done, for the tangible dimensions, 60% of respondents choose to agree that lecturers are able to use various methods in learning. 50% of respondents choose to agree that lecturers can deliver material in a clear voice. From the reliability dimensions, 65% of respondents choose to agree that lecturers are able to provide a syllabus of learning materials at the beginning of the semester. 40% of respondents choose to agree that lecturers can explain the material in detail. From the responsiveness dimensions, 55% of respondents choose to agree that lecturers are willing to take their time to guide students outside the classroom. 55% of respondents choose to agree that lecturers can motivate students in learning through the learning methods used. From the assurance dimensions, 75% of respondents choose to agree that lecturers can use standard grades in accordance with the syllabus. 65% of respondents choose to agree that lecturers are willing to spend time with students who want to consult. From the empathy dimensions, 50% of respondents choose to agree that lecturers are willing to help solve student problems. 55% of respondents choose to agree that lecturers can give prize to students who answer questions correctly. Based on the result of research on student achievement, according to question number 16, 40% of respondents choose to strongly agree with the statement, I try to achieve the best values and awards. According to question number 17, 55% of respondents choose to agree with the statement, I can understand the material given. According to question number 18, 50% of respondents choose to agree with the statement, I can describe the knowledge I have. According to statement number 19, 50% of respondents choose to agree with the statement, I can answer questions according to my perception. According to statement number 20, 40% of respondents choose to strongly agree and 40% of respondents choose to agree with the statement, I try to evaluate my shortcoming in achievement. Okay, thank you. Now we are going to the last discussion of this presentation, namely 3.2 recommendations. 3.2 recommendations. Based on the result of the study, the author has suggestions for the quality of service provided by lecturers of Introduction to Accounting 1 and Introduction to Accounting 2 courses, and student effort in achieving their achievements. First, lecturers of these accounting subjects can take the time to guide students outside the classroom. However, there are 40% of respondents who choose neutral in this statement. This can be caused by busy schedule owned by lecturers and students. Therefore, according to the author, lecturers should be more frequent and active in taking their time to guide students outside the classroom. so that all students feel the lecturer's guidance outside the classroom. On the other hand, students must understand the circumstance and schedule of the lecturer who will provide guidance to them. And students must also take their time if they want to get guidance from the lecturer outside the classroom. Second, lecturers of these accounting subjects are willing to help solve problems that students have. However, there are 30% of respondents who choose neutral in this statement. This can be caused by the lecturer's ignorance that students have problems. In addition, students tend to be passive and have no desire to tell their problem to the lecturer during the learning process. Therefore, according to the author, lecturers can be responsive and sensitive to students who have problems. On the other hand, students must have the courage to tell their friends and lecturer to solve their problem so that there is no burden on achieving achievements. Last, 25% of respondents choose neutral and 5% of respondents choose disagree with the statement that they were trying to get the best grades and achievements. This can be caused by many students who are already busy with their activities outside the lecture process, and many students are not confident in their ability to achieve achievements. In addition, many students can actually get good grades and achievements, but they choose to be ordinary during the lecture process. Therefore, students should seek their motivation from within and outside themselves to achieve their achievements. On the other hand, lecturers and students must be more communicative during the lecture process. That's all I can say. I hope this video will be useful for those who see it. More or less sorry. Thank you for your attention. See you in the next video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.